Shamima Begum's baby shouldn't pay the price for his mother's treachery. Coffee house. What should be done with Shamima Begum? Her husband Yago. There is no doubt that Begum, now the mother to a young baby boy, is in a desperate situation. But this is no time. The interview with Yago Ridit, in which he spoke of his desire to come home, was not a first in the Netherlands. He follows in the footsteps.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.